Moses to Egypt says, so Moses went and returned to Jer to his father-in-law and said to him, please let me go and return to my beating for in Egypt and see whether they are still alive. And Jer said to Moses, go in peace. Now the Lord said to Moses and the Midianian, go return to Egypt, for all the men who sought your life are dead. The man that tried to stop Moses from speaking, God took care of him. And then Moses took his wife and his sons and set them on a donkey, and he returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the rod of God in his hand. Remember, Jesus came on a donkey. And the Lord said to Moses, when you go back to Egypt, see that you do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in your hand. But I will harden his heart, so that he will not let the people go. And then you shall say to Pharaoh, thus says the Lord, Israel is my son, my firstborn. So I say to you, let my people go, let me serve me. Yeah, let them go. They want to serve God, let them go. You cannot stop what God has commanded for them to worship him. So I say to you, let my people's son go, that he may serve me. But if you refuse to let them go, indeed I will kill your son and your firstborn. And it came to pass on the way at this encampment that the Lord met him and sought to kill him. And Zebediah took a sharp stone and cut off the foreskin of her son, and cast it at Moses' feet, and said, surely you are a husband of blood to me. So he let him go. And then she said, you are a husband of blood because of the circumcision. And the Lord said to Aaron, go into the wilderness to meet Moses. So he went on the mountain of the God and kissed him. So Moses told Aaron all the words of the Lord who had sent him, and all the signs which he had commanded him. And then Moses and Aaron went and gathered together all the elders of the children of Israel. And Aaron spoke all these words which the Lord had spoken to Moses. And then he did the signs of the sights of the new people. And they still didn't care about the signs and all that type of stuff. They were still foolish and had a hard heart. They didn't want to listen to anything. And then he did the signs in the sight of the people. And so the people believed. And then they heard that the Lord had visited the children of Israel, and that he had looked on their affliction, and that they bowed their heads in worship. So it says, in the most angry patience, God reminded Moses that it was he had made Moses' mouth even as it is. He who has fashioned the children of Israel according to his wisdom, and that he promised to instruct Moses to have the priesthood what to say. Pharaoh most likely is not simply the king of Egypt, but a symbol of all who resist God. All that don't want to follow God, or for all of God's enemies, our hardening his heart. Some interpret these words as meaning that God would confirm that Pharaoh had stubbornly determined to do. In the first 5 plagues and hardening are attributed to Pharaoh. Then for the 6th plague, God hardening a heart that Pharaoh had already hardened. Others insist that God had determined Pharaoh's negativity response to Moses long before Pharaoh had hardened his heart. These interpreters point to this verse in 9 verse 16. In the move, God says that he raised up Pharaoh for the purpose of demonstrating his power. So this is something with Jesus, Israel. The nation of Israel is God's son, and naturally God and his father. It's of course time. Others, all those who will believe in God's son, will come God's children. See John chapter 1 verse 12. But the nation of Israel is the firstborn, even truly. God would calm all of the Negroes firstborn as a known, because he saved them from the 10th plague, destruction of the firstborn sons of all Egypt. So after Afterward, Moses went and told Pharaoh, thus says the Lord God of Israel, let my people go, and they must hold a feast to me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh said, who is the Lord, that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, nor will I let Israel go. So he said, the God of the Hebrews has been met with us. Please let us go. 3 days journey in the desert and sacrifice to the Lord our God, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or wound or sword. Then the king of Egypt said to them, Moses and Aaron, why do you take the people from their work? Get back to labor. And then Pharaoh said, look. The labor and Pharaoh said, look, the people of the land are many now, and you make them rest from their labor. So the same day Pharaoh commanded the taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying, you shall not no longer give the people straw to make brick as before. Let them go and gather straw for themselves, and you shall lay on them the quota of bricks, which last made leather. What is it? Commanded before the bricks reduced, and you shall lay on them the quota of bricks which were made before. You shall not reduce for they are idle, and therefore they cry out, saying, let us go and sacrifice to our God. Let no work be laid on the men. They have labor in it, and let them not regard false words. And the taskmasters of the people and their officers went out and spoke to the people, saying, thus says Pharaoh, I will not give you straw. Go get yourself straw, where you can find it. Yet none of your work will be reduced. So the people were scattered abroad out of the land of Egypt, gathered stumble instead of straw. And the taskmasters forced them to hurry, saying, fulfill your work, your daily quota is done. There were straw. Also the officers of the children of Israel, whom Pharaoh's taskmasters had set over them, were beating them, or asked, why have you not fulfilled your task in making break both yesterday and today as before? Then the officers of the children of Israel came and cried out to Pharaoh, saying, why are you dealing with this with your servants? There is no straw given to your servants, and they say to us, make bread. And indeed your servants are beating, but the fault is in your own people. But you said, you're idle. Therefore you say, let us go and sacrifice to the Lord. Therefore go now and work, for no straw shall be given to you. And yet you shall deliver the quota of bricks, and they are in trouble after it was squared. You shall not reduce any bricks from your daily quota. And then as they came out from the Pharaoh, they met Moses and Aaron, who said to them, let the Lord look on you and judge, because you have made his inherit in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants to the land to kill us. So Pharaoh's excuse was that people would be idle in order for them to continue the Hebrew creatures, wherein they more proficient than ever. The Hebrew crew just turned their anger on Moses and Aaron. Indeed, the words, let the Lord look on you and judge, or a harsh curse. They felt that Moses and Aaron words to Pharaoh would preach. and only. The Lord's crucious was hard charge against Moses greatly, troubled him. His complaint to God, why is it you have sent me, alludes to this until relucting being the Lord's against of deliverance. Sorry. Is he outside? Asking what's a hard heart in God's eyes.
In the Bible, a hard heart means a person who refuses to listen to God, refuses correction, or becomes stubborn and closed off to truth. A hard heart usually shows